You need to allow yourself to receive. This is the message that I was hearing like all day in my head. And I was just picking up on this very resistant type of energy. Like there is this resistance within you that is not letting you receive. You're not allowing yourself to receive. And quite frankly, like I wasn't even going to make a video today. I was literally preparing to go hop in the bath and do my cleansing salt bath. All day I've been clearing my energy, resting, meditating. Like I had no intention to post today, but the message just kept coming through. It kept like nudging me, to post this because you need to hear this right now. You are not letting yourself receive. You're getting in your own way. And the message I was getting was that it's coming from this resistance. It's like your nervous system is so anxious about receiving that you just don't allow it in. It's like things want to come to you. We're literally moving through this reset right now. There are 6 planets that are aligned, like in a row, lined up with each other. Again, not a daily occurrence. This isn't something that happens often. Venus, Mars, Jupiter, Uranus, Neptune, they're all in alignment today. Lined up in one straight row. And what this means for us is that it's like a reset button is being hit today. There's this like reset energy. And I don't know if you have been feeling it, but I certainly have been feeling it. There's just, and it came over me yesterday, actually, this like really intense tiredness. So after my live that I did yesterday, I just went and I ate. I made myself some food, I ate, and then after that, it was like game over for the rest of the day. I still had like 3-4 things on my list that I wanted to get done. I was going to post actually another video yesterday, and Spirit was just like, chill the fuck out, Kata. Like, chill. Like, go lay down, just like let yourself, like I literally had to nap. It was that intense, the tiredness. And what I was getting, and I was asking Spirit, like, whoa, like what is this sudden heaviness that I'm feeling? What is this like sudden tiredness that I'm feeling? And Spirit was just saying, like, give yourself permission to rest. We are moving through a very heavy, very intense reset energy. As the old life is collapsing out, you're going to feel the weight of that old life, the density, the heaviness of that old life. And as it's collapsing out, you're going to feel that heaviness. It's like pulling on you a bit, maybe a lot for some of you. Like it could be pulling on you quite heavily. And that is the heaviness, that is the tiredness that you are feeling. And what I was also getting from Spirit today, and I'm so glad I listened, was that in order for us to receive, we have to learn to give to ourselves. Like we have to learn to let ourselves receive from ourselves, just to have capacity to hold space for ourselves. That's where it starts. Like you can't learn how to receive if you don't even know how to hold space for yourself, if you don't even know how to allow yourself to rest, to receive from yourself. So there was this really important message today. And I think especially because of this planetary alignment, like I just couldn't resist it. I felt the urge, the pull was so strong to post this message about allowing yourself to receive, because as your old life is collapsing, as everything from your past is crumbling away, falling away, the new is going to bring in all kinds of new energies, new people, new circumstances, new jobs, new partnerships, like all kinds of new things, but you have to be open to receive those new things. And while we are in this transition period, while we are moving through this phase of completely shedding the old and completely closing out those old chapters, we have to be, I'm seeing a road wide open. We have to be open to the new possibilities, to the new opportunities that are lined up and waiting for us, that are all sitting in the realm of the unknown, that are all sitting in the area, in the space, in this liminal space of anything is possible. So can you just open yourself up to receiving this weekend? Like this is Saturday that I'm posting, this Saturday night actually that I'm posting this video. And that's why I think I felt so strongly that I just needed to rest. I needed to be in receiving mode. When you are resting, by the way, you are in receiving mode. That means that you are not taking action. You are not giving. You are not doing. You are in receiving mode. And the only reason why I can post this video right now is because I've been giving to myself all day, and I was giving to myself all last night, like all yesterday as well. So you may also be noticing like sleep. I'm just reminded of how like I've been having a hard time falling asleep in the evening or at night, and just being up later, like much later than I want to be. And then I have a really hard time getting up in the morning. So like my sleep schedule is kind of like off right now too. So that might be something relevant for you. It might be something that's resonating. If you're having issues sleeping, this is, I think, a part of this recalibration energy. It's that shedding of the old and rebirthing the new. This is the rebirthing process, guys, is not easy. Oh my God, it is not easy. It is a very difficult process. It is a very intense process to move through. Can you imagine being so used to certain parts of yourself, being so used to being a certain way for so long, and then all of a sudden it just crumbles, it cracks, and it starts to fall away. It starts to fade away, and it just, nothing resonates in your old life anymore, and nothing feels aligned from your old life anymore. And it's like you can't even do the things that you used to do because it doesn't even bring you joy anymore. So this is hard. It's a hard thing to move through, and it can be very challenging to feel your way through this process, because a lot of times we don't understand like what the fuck's going on. You're just kind of like, what's happening to me? Like all I know is that I feel off and I feel weird and nothing fits anymore. And like my old life is not even, like it's not even anything that aligns with me anymore. It's like, what am I supposed to be doing here? What's next? You know, everybody always wants to know the future, right? But you are actually creating the future right now. And this is why being in receiving mode is so important. And this is why resting is so important. So can you just let yourself rest? Can you just give yourself some time to chill, to take a break from the incessant doing? I've been laying on that couch like for most of the day. And you know what? It felt so fucking good. It just felt so good. Zero regrets, like zero. I don't feel at all that I was unproductive today because that's exactly how I was being productive. I was being most productive by just allowing myself to recalibrate, allowing myself to rest, allowing myself to shed whatever wants to leave, and just giving myself a break. Like I spent about an hour clearing my energy today. I was pulling all kinds of shit out of my root chakra, everything that has to do with like safety, security, stability, you know, all of that. I was just like pulling, clearing my energy. I was clearing my heart space, my mind, my third eye, my throat, my everything. And yet I still felt this like there, and I know it's not mine now because I've cleared my own stuff. But there's this collective energy of heaviness, and the heaviness is so on the heart space. Like I was having a hard time breathing even. Like I couldn't catch like a nice full breath. Yeah, even now it's like it's not full. It's not full. So I feel that there's this heaviness in the heart space for so many of you. Let yourself cry. Let yourself release whatever you feel wants to just come up and release. Let it go. The other thing too is like recognizing that there is a mourning process. There is a grieving process that we go through, that we need to go through, and that's healthy to go through when we are exiting our old life. Believe it or not, even if your old life was shit and you hated it, there's still a grieving process that you have to go through, that you have to allow yourself to just feel, to cry it out and to release it. And I'm hearing and I'm feeling more than anything right now, I'm feeling that this grieving process for you is not just like, oh, boohoo, my old life is over. Not at all. It's more about giving yourself permission to cry, that it's been hard, that you have endured a lot. Like it's definitely making me emotional. Like I can really feel emotions rising within me as I'm saying this. So I know this is a message the collective needs to hear right now. I know. That's why Spirit had me come on and make this video today. And Yeah, and it's cool. I still got lots of time to get in my bath. So, because my baths are not 20 minutes, I'm usually in there for like 90 minutes to 2 hours. It just depends on how long the water stays warm. But anyway, so it's giving yourself permission. And I think actually even having a salt bath tonight would be so wonderful, or today, whatever time it is, but just give yourself permission to just like chill in the tub. Hopefully you have a tub, put lots and lots of salt in there. Let the salt cleanse your energy. Let the water wash away and bring forth, any emotions that want to come forth right now. Just like let yourself cry. I keep hearing that. Let yourself grieve, your losses. Let yourself grieve whatever has left your life, even if it was something that you didn't even want in your life. We still move through. We are human beings. We are emotional, deeply feeling beings. And a loss is a loss, despite how we interpret that loss, or despite how we view the thing that we lost. It's still a loss. So, yeah, and it's starting to lighten my heart as I say that. So, yes, thank you. Okay, I got a better breath there too on that. So, yeah, there's a sense of relief I'm getting. So I think you just need to give yourself permission to move into that space within yourself, to move into this energy within yourself, this energy of compassion, of feeling deeply, of getting in touch with your heart and how your heart is truly feeling in this moment. It's like, let yourself just connect to that without judgment. Don't judge any of it. Just complete kindness and compassion and love for yourself. That is what is required right now. And that puts you in the receiving mode. When you can love yourself compassionately, when you can let yourself feel whatever the fuck you're feeling and just being okay with it and not judging it. And releasing the heaviness. Like it's really important to let yourself release whatever heaviness is coming up for you right now, whatever heaviness is trying to move up to the surface and out of you. Let yourself go there. Give yourself permission to release this heaviness because you have permission from the divine. And these 6 planets that are aligned today in a row, in a straight row like that, these 6 planets aligning today is this indication of a reset. It's like click, like everything just clicked into place. And it's like now that everything is in alignment, it's going to help you release. It is going to help you. So it's a really beautiful day. It's a very, very great time this weekend to just let yourself release, to let yourself feel into whatever you're feeling. Because it's okay to feel sad about leaving an old life behind. It's okay to feel sad about leaving people behind that you once loved, but maybe no longer love or just don't love the same way. And it's okay also, I'm hearing now that it's okay also to leave behind parts of yourself, your old self. This is a part of the heaviness that I'm feeling, that I was feeling earlier in the heart space, was just like, you are also grieving parts of yourself, your old self, that is dying, that is shedding, or that has shed, I'm hearing. So you're also grieving that. And when you can just acknowledge and just let yourself acknowledge that, wow, yeah, there's old parts of me that died, and I'm allowed to feel sad about that. Even though it's not parts of me that I want anymore, and it's not parts of me that even feel aligned with me anymore, I'm still allowed to feel sad. Because it is a part of me that has died, and it is a part of me that I can now recognize was a result of my past experiences. That version of me who is in this cocoon, who is protecting their heart, that version of me is falling away now. Because it's not who I want to be anymore. It's actually not who I am anymore. And ultimately, I feel like this message is really just about helping you to connect with these parts of yourself. These parts of ourselves that we sometimes, you can't put your finger on it. It's like you can't figure out, like, I know I'm different. I feel different. I feel like sad or emotional, or I feel super tired, but it's like, I don't know what's wrong with me. I don't know what's going on. So I feel like this is just, and I'm hoping, sincerely hoping, that it's providing some clarity for you to understand what you're moving through at this time. And that it's perfectly okay. It's perfectly normal, everything that you are feeling. And that it's important to hold space for yourself, to let yourself acknowledge who you have been and who you no longer wish to be, and who you were in the past, the identity, the version of yourself that you have been in the past, and how that version of you is no longer aligned. That version of you is no longer who you actually are. And now you can let that go. It is only once I acknowledge these things within myself that I can truly let it go. I had to mourn old Kata. I had to mourn the Kata who was constantly, armor up, constantly protecting her heart, not letting people close, not letting people in. I was constantly terrified of receiving, just not letting myself receive, because the thought of receiving to me was always connected with loss. It was like anything that I allowed myself to receive always ended up leaving my life in one form or another. So receiving became almost like this trauma response for me. And it was so hard to let things into my life. And there was so much within myself that I had to work through, that I had to just let fall away. Those versions of myself, because I got so sick of living like that. I'm like, I don't want to be in a fucking bubble for my whole entire life and not let things into my life because I'm afraid I'm going to lose it. Like, that's ridiculous. It's like, when do I let myself start living? When do I let myself start having and being open to people supporting me, to people helping me, to not always have to be this super resilient woman, to not always have to be in my crazy strong masculine energy. Men, gentlemen, you are containers for women. Men are containers for women. And this is something that we all need to know and understand. A woman cannot be her true feminine self if she does not have a powerful masculine by her side, one who is aware enough to be a container for her, to be that protection, to be that vessel who can hold space for her, where she can completely relax into her femininity, into her softness, into her nurturing. And this is a huge problem in the collective. I see it constantly as I coach people, is that so many women don't have appropriate containers, men in their life who are able to hold that space for them, who are able to make them feel safe and secure, provided for. And I'm not talking financially provided for. That's a part of it, but I'm talking provided for emotionally as well. This is a huge problem in our society. This is something that is really, really twisted and fucked up in our society right now, where women are overly masculine and then guys are annoyed that we're overly masculine. But a lot of guys don't understand, or a lot of men don't understand how to be a container for a woman. And I know because I've experienced it. Past relationships where the guy just couldn't hold space for me. I wasn't allowed to be who I truly was. And it's something that I had to learn how to be for myself. I had to become my own container. I had to become the masculine version within me had to become the container for the feminine version within me. And it was this process, and this is that death and rebirth that I'm talking about, this transformation that we're all actually moving through. And a lot of women, a lot of people And men too. A lot of people that are moving through separation right now are actually moving through separation because many of us have to learn how to hold space for ourselves. You can't attract a mate in to hold space for you if you don't know how to hold space for yourself. Where you just allow yourself to be who you truly are and you stop judging yourself. Where you allow yourself to be authentic, mask-free. And that's how you show up on a daily basis when you're interacting with other people. When you just allow yourself to be quirky and weird and funny and have your own little quirks and things without you judging those things, without you thinking that there's something wrong with you because you have them. That's what it means to hold space for yourself. That's what it means when that masculine side within you, because we all have feminine and masculine within us, energies. I'm talking energies. So when you can hold that space, when your masculine side of you can become the container for the feminine side of you, that is when you start to reach balance. And that's when you transform and become a brand new person. And I see this out in the collective right now, that so many people are moving through this process. And this is why so many separations are happening, is because many, many, many people, like probably millions, need to learn how to be that container for themselves. Confirmation burp. Many people need to learn how to hold space for their authentic self, just to allow themselves to be who they truly are, to discover who they actually are. And for many, this is happening through the process of having to be alone. So if recently you've gone through a separation or a divorce or something where you have to now be alone, or you are alone as a result because you've moved out or you got your own place or whatever, then just know that this is why this is happening. You're moving through this process of learning how to be a balanced masculine and feminine within yourself. So the feminine side of you, the left side of the body, okay, the feminine side of you is the side of you that is connected to receiving, connected to nurturing, to compassion, to kindness, to love, to softness. That's the feminine aspect of you. So are you those things for yourself, whether you're a man or a woman? Are you nurturing yourself? Are you loving towards yourself? Are you compassionate and kind and understanding towards yourself? That is your feminine aspect. Or is that something that you need to work on? And then with the masculine aspect, are you allowing yourself to take action at the right time? Are you listening to your intuition and letting your intuition guide you when it's time to take action? Do you do the things that support you, that hold space for you? Do you create a container for yourself? Meaning you allow yourself to be the feminine version also. You allow yourself to be soft, to be nurturing, to be kind towards yourself. But while at the same time, also strengthening the action side of you, the Mars side of you, because Mars is the masculine. And Mars in its highest frequency, in its highest form, is this very powerful but gentle masculine. And the masculine energy is in its highest, in its most balanced form, is the protector, is the safe haven, is the giver, the action taker, the provider. And I feel like all of this masculine, feminine energy stuff that I'm talking about right now really ties into the receiving aspect. And I think that's why Spirit has me talking about this right now, because these are the aspects that we need to balance within ourselves. This is the journey that I've moved through over the last 4 years more intensely, of having to learn how to do this for myself, how to be that container for myself, how to be the masculine, the action taker, and simultaneously the nurturer, the giver to myself. So take some time this weekend and consider and think about how you nurture yourself, how you love yourself, how much compassion, kindness you show yourself, and how much positive action do you take in the right direction. The wounded masculine within you is afraid to take action, is afraid to go for the things that you need to go for, that your intuition is guiding you towards. The wounded masculine within you stalls, hesitates. The imbalanced masculine also doesn't have strength, doesn't have any perseverance, and doesn't have discipline. So do you see how incredibly important these energies are to balance out within yourself? Just notice. That's all you have to do, is just notice how you are out of balance. Notice what aspect of your masculine and your feminine is not balanced within you, so that you can bring it back into alignment. Today's energy talks so much about alignment, and I think that's why this message is coming through. Because this is how we align ourselves. This is how I've aligned myself. And is it perfect? No. No. It's something that I continuously work on. It's something that I have to continuously have awareness of. But that's the beauty of life. It's not like you have to fix it all in one day and just like notice all the things you're not doing right and then, start getting really hard on yourself about doing it to fix it. That's not what it's about. It's all just about awareness. And when you have awareness and you notice more and more and more the ways that you don't take action when you should, the ways that you self-sabotage, the way that you screw yourself over, the way that you don't nurture yourself or are not kind to yourself, through those inner dialogue, the inner story, whatever loops in your mind that is unkind, those negative illusionary thoughts, stories, beliefs that come to the surface within you that make you doubt yourself, that make you think that you're not good enough or that you're not worthy. That's imbalanced masculine and that's imbalanced feminine. As a matter of fact, it's probably more feminine actually, because it has to do with receiving. Worthiness is connected to feminine energy. It's connected to receiving. So there's a very deep wound within the collective, both within their masculine energy and their feminine energy. And I think today's message is particularly highlighting the feminine energy and the wounds that we carry around that need to be healed. Gosh, and I'm just so glad. I'm so glad. See, once again, proof. Like, just the fact that I listened to my intuition and I made this video today, like I knew I could feel it all day that something wanted to come through, that there was something important that I needed to deliver, an important message, something that you needed to hear right now. But I also trusted divine timing. Oh, see, I'm getting so good at this. This intuition thing, man. I just trusted my own flow. I trusted my own feelings and I let myself rest and build up the energy literally to make this video, to put it out there. Now that's compassion. That's kindness. And that's self-awareness and self-love. Is that I took action when I felt it was right. Not because I forced myself, because I was thinking about that. Like this morning, I was thinking about that when I got up to like force myself, but it didn't feel right. And I trust my feeling. And the feeling was, do it now. Like right now, I can see the stars. I can see many of the planets that are lined up outside. So I don't know who needed to hear this message today, but I know and I trust, I fully trust that the person that needed to find the message found it. And if you're here and you're still watching, then that's you. So thank you so much for watching, for tuning in. To connect with me, check out the description box. All the links are down below. If you also want to send in questions for the next live Q&A, then you can also find the email down below for that. So thanks for being here, babe. Thanks for listening. And I trust that you received whatever you needed to get out of this message tonight. I love you guys. And now I'm going to go and take my salt bath. Go take care of yourselves. Give yourself something. Do something that is going to make you feel like you are nurturing yourself. Today, tomorrow, this weekend.